Hi guys and welcome! Lately, some of my colleagues, former clients and contacts in the network have called me because they have had problems with their integrations after applying some updates to their platforms. They have told me that they received errors when running their processes or that their applications no longer authenticates. All of them have different integration patterns. It could be on-premise integration, daemons, function apps, on Azure, AWS, web services, web apps, or even those with custom connectors. So, I decided to make this quick video to talk about it, as I believe it will be helpful and not limited to integrations with the Microsoft 365 platform, but in general, it will help those who use the OAuth 2.0 protocol. The common issue that everyone has faced is that they are using ADAL library as tool for the process of access and authentication to interact with Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Cloud-based services. Unfortunately for them, it's deprecated, and even by the end of June, it will no longer be supported by Microsoft, what will bring a lot of security issues for your information. Okay, but now that we know the source of the issue, what can we do? The answer is migrate to MSAL library. This is the next generation library designed by Microsoft to work with Azure AD, Microsoft Cloud Services, and professional accounts. MSAL stands for Microsoft Authentication Library. This new library provides several key strengths and benefits over its predecessor ADAL. For example, unified authentication experience. It means that MSAL works with Microsoft Identity Platform. Next, we have improved token management, making it easier to manage and maintain access tokens for different users and resources. Incremental consent, which allows applications to request additional permissions as needed, improving the user experience and security. Broader authentication support, providing a more extensive range of authentication scenarios and capabilities than ADAL. Enhanced security features. MSAL supports advanced security features, such as multi-factor authentication and conditional access, enabling more robust and secure applications. And finally, active development and maintenance. It means that it is actively developed and maintained by Microsoft, with regular updates and improvements. This ensures that the library stays up to date with the latest security standards and the best practices. These key strengths make this library an excellent choice for modern application development. Now let's see this code snippet. This line initializes the confidential client application builder with the client ID provided, which is the unique identifier for your application in your Azure AD. Next, this method sets the authority, which is the URL of the Azure AD endpoint, to which the authentication request will be sent. The authority typically includes the tenant ID or the name. Now, this method sets the client secret, which is the secret key associated with your application in your Azure AD. The client secret is used to authenticate the application to Azure AD during the token acquisition process. And this method builds the confidential client application instance with the provided configuration settings, client ID, authority, and secret. This line creates an array of scopes for the access token request. And this one sends an access token request to Azure AD using the confidential client application instance. The acquire token method specifies the required scopes, and the execute async method sends the request asynchronously. The resulting access token is stored in the result variable. In summary, this code snippet creates a confidential client application using MSAL for .NET, configures it with the necessary settings, and acquires an access token for specific resources. The access token can then be used to authenticate subsequent requests to protected APIs or resources. It's very important to mention that we could use other tools for authentication. We can take advantage of single sign-on mechanisms or even move to Microsoft Identity Web, etc. In this video, I focused on explaining MSAL because it is the simplest and easiest way to migrate integrations that are failing, specifically in the authentication and authorization process using ADAL library. Also, you know what? If you are facing issues, I'd strongly recommend to review your current integration strategy. Perhaps it is a good time to redesign and optimize your current approach. With today's technology, there are many possibilities to achieve the same result using more powerful, dynamic, and interesting technology. If your technical architect gives you only one option, then run away and look for another one. That is not a good architect. And if you have any question or need help, shoot me a message. Here at Turnkey, we are always happy to help. See you next time.